What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Darian is Fishing. Today is it's actually really hot this morning, no wind, and then now we've got these clouds come in. We got a good little 5 to 10 mile an hour wind, and it's hot, but that wind is keeping it kind of cool, so weather-wise it's going to be good, hopefully, today. These kind of days, I feel like you can sneak out there and catch them. For whatever reason, in the summertime, when there's no wind and it's super hot, it's just so tough to catch fish. So days like this, clouds coming in, maybe a little sprinkle of rain every now and then, hopefully not. But those kind of days, you just straight catch them. So hope you guys like this video. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell. And I think today's gonna be a deep fishing day. That's what I'm gonna try to do. I've got the new rods, I've got my big worms in here, I've got big swim baits, all the big things that summertime, Lake Guntersville, TVA, ledge fishing, all that stuff. Also got my man Ryan on the 1s and 2s again. So he's gonna, hopefully, this will be a banger again, like the kayak video was. Also, for those of you who have missed it, my merch store is now live. If you already missed that, I'll put the link in the description down below so you can check out my new hats, shirts, hoodies, sun shirts. I don't have one on right now, but yeah, go check one out for yourself. Other than that, I'm ready to go fishing, and I'm sure y'all are ready to watch some fish catches, so I'll catch y'all out on the water, maybe with this banger little intro edit right now. Alright guys, what I said just a few seconds ago when we were at the boat ramp is about to come true, by God. This is a big old school. Guys, this right here is a lot of bass. It's a little blurry right now. That's a big school. There was more fish on side imaging, but we got discombobulated with the camera, so we didn't get to show that very well. But big school here. A lot of those that I just showed you are gonna be white bass. They're really up high up in the water column. The ones on the bottom, I feel like might be crankbait eaters. Oh man, we gotta hurry. Ryan, just tell me what you got. There's somebody coming to cut us off. We strong, baby. He's just going back to the back of the creek. All right, guys. So, as you guys know, I had the LOB rods. By this video, I don't even know if they'll still be around, but LOB rods, I'm gonna just try to use this one rod today, so we'll see how this works. I'm gonna get back up on the school. Oh, Lordy. I feel like these are gonna be some crankbait eaters. I'm gonna break out a swim bait on them here in a minute, but I wanna start with the crankbait because I love this new rod I got. Make sure y'all are tagging me in pictures. If you buy this rod, or if they're already gone, if you bought this rod, tag me in the pictures, send them, email them to me, whatever you want to do. So here's what I'm doing. The spot is right here in front of us. And actually, I don't remember exactly where that school was because we were filming and I wasn't, oh, I made it back yet. I wasn't exactly paying attention to the waypoint. So it might take me a couple of seconds to find them. Hopefully it's pretty quickly lights out. That's what I think it's gonna be. Oh baby, there is a lot of fish down here. Well, catch one of them then, dummy. I'm trying. Back it up, Terry. That right there, I mean, is about as damn good a cast as you could have made. Jeez, get off my crankbait. How am I supposed to catch fish with a freaking piece of grass on there? Ah! God, I keep making bad casts. It's driving me crazy. I have not made one good cast on this spot yet, and it is making me freaking mad. This is a little flustering because I'm seeing them, I just can't catch them. I thought that was gonna be lights out pretty quick.
Damn, bad luck.
You are terrible luck. Oh, that's the cast. Here, fishy. That's the cast. Oh, I just got hit. I mean, he didn't hit back, but at least I got a bite. That's her. No, it's not. Jesus.
That's going in the edit anyways.
Oh, that's going in that. That's close enough. That is close enough to being a fish. Oh, here we got a guy just absolutely coming to just straight fish right beside us. We straight.
Dude,
and another one bites the dust.
He's got the American wrap.
He said, we're going to freedom, baby. Land of the damn, just pure badasses. We're gonna stand on the front of the boat and cast as far as we can because we are in America. We can do whatever the hell we want to do. you start digging through your rod box, but bringing out all these rods. I thought it was gonna be a big show today and be like, yeah, I just gotta have one rod day and catch them all. Wrong! That's a gigantic school, guys. I don't know how I haven't caught one here, but check this out. That's a lot of fish. I mean, I'm where they live right now. My bait is just down there and they just don't want it. I'm gonna make one more cast with this bait, and then I'm gonna throw a swim bait on them. See what they like. See if that swim bait makes a difference. Oh, there we go. There we go. I don't know if he's big or not. No, he's not, but look how he's got that thing ate. That's when you know you made the right decision. So, important lesson, guys. So this is dead serious. Look how he literally has this thing down his throat. Well, now it's come back up, but when I was reeling him in, you couldn't even see the bait. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a bad problem with this. Those of you who, for a couple of guys that have fished with me, I mean, look, this bait's literally all the way down his mouth, and that's not even a big fish. I'll admit this, I have a problem where I pull up, if they don't buy a crankbait or a stand-up head, or I threw the drop shot and I threw a hair jig, but I didn't fish it like, I didn't find out what they wanted. They ain't biting, go to the next spot. So we graphed, y'all didn't see this part, but we graphed around, left the place, and I know there's so many fish here. Hell, I just caught one. I might not even catch another one, but there's so many fish on this spot. And so we graphed it, we came back down the river ledge, and I saw so many more fish. I told Ryan, I'm like, dude, we can't leave right here. There's just too many fish. I might not catch another one, but super important lesson. And I keep trying to teach myself that because, and honestly, if y'all watched that show up and shut up challenge that me and Luke did, the first one where Luke killed me, I only had one fish. If I would have done that, then I think that the results would have been different. But I think it's part lazy and part stubborn. And it's a bad trait, but I'll say this is kind of off subject, but a lot of people ask me what's it like fishing with Gerald or fishing with a pro. A pro would figure out how to catch these fish before they leave. That's the main difference. And I think a lot of the guys I fish with and you give up on it. You want to run to another spot, you're thinking about where else they could be, knowing that there's fish right here, that there's a lot of them. I just got bit again right there. Knowing there's fish right here, and I look at myself when I'm watching the footage, and I'm like, dude, why did you leave that? But you get in your mind like thinking about, well, they ain't biting, we'll go somewhere else and catch them. Knowing good and well, I should have just stayed right here. There's another one. Oh, came off. Crushed it. I've got no clue how he came off either. Another thing is this right here. I kept seeing the fish off the bottom. Well, a crankbait is going all the way down to the bottom. You know, my crankbait was digging the ground. This swim bait is up higher in the water column, but I kept noticing that. But I kept throwing the jig or the worm, and the worm stays down here on the bottom, and the crankbait stays down here on the bottom. So these fish are not even seeing that bait because it's 7 feet down below them. All right, this is the most confident. Look at all these fish. That is a gigantic school.
Later.
Oh. All right, guys, it's blazing hot. Fish are not biting. Story of my life. I've got some things I've been wanting to talk to you guys about, update you on some things, just explain a little bit of what's been going on, why I haven't been posting a ton on YouTube, just kind of an update in life. And I think that's something you guys deserve, and it's something I wanted to tell you guys. Nothing bad, it's just kind of an update. So stay tuned. If you've watched this far, please just stay through the rest of the video because I got some cool stuff to talk about. So I'll be at the house here in just a few seconds, and yeah, we'll see y'all there. All right, guys, here's a little commentary. I wanted to update you guys on kind of what's been going on in my life and Hannah's life. I guess kind of give you an explanation on why my YouTube channel's slacked a little bit. I haven't been answering every comment like I normally do. I've been slacking a little on social media, on my social media, and on especially YouTube is where it's mostly been affected. But there's a lot of reasons why I wanted to just give you guys a little context. I know some of you enjoyed the Saturday Night Lives that I was doing. We haven't done those in a while. There's reasons for everything, and I felt like I owed all of you guys this video explaining what it is. So first off, we're selling our house. We're leaving Guntersville, Alabama. We're going to try to start making babies, and so we're moving back home to our family, Hayden, Alabama. It's 40 minutes away from here. So we put our house on the market back in April. We instantly had an offer. We accepted it. We were under contract. So we were supposed to close in 45 to 60 days from that point. So we found somebody to buy all of our furniture, all of our stuff. It was a done deal. The guy was everything was right, we thought, on selling the house. We sold all of our stuff. We reached out to Gerald and Leanne Swindle about renting this house from them. They're really great friends of ours, family friends, and just they're great friends. But anyhow, they have this house. They were like, sure, you can rent it as long as you want to stay. And I said, well, it's not supposed to take too long. When we close on the house, we're going to buy the Hayden house. So I skipped over that part. We found the house in Hayden that we liked on the lake. It's literally on the water. And so perfect spot, crazy good deal, awesome for making YouTube videos. It's just going to be it's an amazing place. We thought, we've got some renovations we got to do to that house. So probably going to be about 2 months of renovations. A lot of money, about $80,000 worth of renovations. It's money that we've saved. I feel like we're bettering our lives. We're spending it on something that we're going to live in and be super proud of. And that's even before a boat dock too. So probably going to be a lot more than that. But anyhow, so there's a lot of things going on. We had we had everything mapped out. We had the money set aside, the down payment we were going to have on the house, and we had everything where we needed to be. And then the guy backed out. I can't explain why he backed out. I was told why he backed out, or he didn't back out. He didn't get approved for the loan. But anyhow, long story short, he backed out 24 hours before our closing. What that did was send a long train of things happening, because when you're buying a house, you have to have a debt to income ratio that's a specific number. And it's kind of hard to have that with 2 mortgage payments. The way the bank looks at it, that's a lot of debt weighing in on you. And it doesn't really matter how much money you make. Having 2 mortgages, especially with only Hannah doesn't have a job, so it's really just Hannah works for me, so really just on 1 income. So we're like, okay, what if we rent that house? Then what could we do? Yeah, y'all can do it. If you find a renter, you can do it. So we found a renter for our house. We're still trying to sell it. We found a renter. Well, now that you got a renter, you don't have 2 years of rental history, so you have to go to a different loan. The different loan was a difference at about $25,000 down payment. We have everything set aside that we need to for the renovations and what we thought was going to be down payment. Now we have another $25,000. Okay, so by this point in time, we'll have that much money. We have everything set that we need to. So financially, I think we're ready for the move. But the timing, it's a long story, but I think anyone who's bought a house understands that there's just so many things that you can't control that keep getting pushed back, that sign this, oh, this has to change, it didn't pass for this guy needs you to sign something else. And then 2 times in the middle of all this, because when we were selling our house and then something had to do with our credit score, trying to raise his credit score, we got it raised and they got us in a new loan, had to do everything over again. Then they got backed out, had to do all that stuff over again. So it has just been very, very, very trying. Mentally, that's very draining, because you're wanting to move in, you're wanting to get all this stuff done. As humans, we want stuff now. I feel like I'm a pretty trained person. I process things pretty good. I feel like I'm patient, and the patience part isn't killing me, but it's just something as humans we want to do, especially like Hannah's ready to get there now. I wanted to have my summer at that house because it's on the water. I wanted Coco to be able to swim in the lake, and none of that's going to be able to happen. We're probably won't going to get moved in until the beginning or middle of September. In the meantime of all that, I ordered a boat in May. The boat, I haven't even got a confirmation number on my boat. And so this boat is actually sold. The guy's picking it up, I think, next week. I've already got the money for it, but I'm not going to have a boat. And that's not a huge deal. I'm not too worried about it. I've got buddies who've got boats. I've got the kayak over there. I'm gonna be able to fish enough, but it's like I wanted to have my aluminum boat by now. I was told I would have my aluminum boat by now. It's not here. So that's just another thing that's frustrating. So it's on top of everything. So that's just, those 2 frustrations are the house thing's pretty big frustration, and it's a big financial not burden, but it's a huge investment. It's a gigantic investment. That's things that you think about, like that's spending a lot of money, a lot of cash, and those 2 things are stressful enough. The house obviously is very stressful. The boat is a little bit stressful, not too bad. But I also run a business, and my business is growing really, really fast, and I see a lot of opportunity, a lot of money to be made in the business. So I need to be full mental capacity growing the business, and that's something that means a lot to me. I didn't come from a lot of money. I didn't hardly come from any money, but my parents and my grandparents and everyone that I knew taught me hard work. That's what I'm about. I know how to work hard, and I'm proud of that. And so seeing the opportunity to make a lot of money and grow the business makes me really proud. So it's like mentally, there's a lot going on with the house, the boat, and the business. So the business requires a lot of time, and I've got to double down on that. And so doubling down on that has required me to slow down on YouTube videos. And I'll even go into a little bit more detail about the business. I want to talk about the business one day, but basically in a nutshell, in a 1 minute elevator pitch, what I do is I manage the social media for right now 20 different brands. Mostly in the fishing industry. Right now it's just in the fishing industry, but we just signed a deal in the gaming industry. We're working on the gaming industry, and that's a huge industry. So I'll explain the fishing world first. I hire photographers to take pictures and videos. Then we take that content, we post it to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then me and Hannah manage the comments, hashtag, tags, messages, all that stuff. We manage everything. So we do that for a lot of brands, and that's a lot of freaking work. It's a lot of time on your phone. I got an update on, your iPhone gives you an update how many minutes or hours you're on each app every month or every week, and it does it on Sunday. Last week it said we were on Instagram 58 hours last week. So it's just an insane amount of work. It's an insane job, but it's making money and it's doing really good. So I want to really focus on it. Now I saw the gaming world, this opportunity that I got with one of my buddies named Michael Roby, and it's a huge opportunity. I see a lot of the same things that I saw in the fishing industry 3 years ago. I see in the gaming industry, and so I'm about to double down on that. That's a big industry with a lot of money to be made, and so I want to double down on that because it's something that I know that I'm good at. Well, all of those things require a ton of my time and energy and mental capacity, because that's 20 brands, that's 20 different marketing managers or sales managers that you have to respond to weekly or monthly, or bi-weekly, whatever. And so I'm constantly getting emails, I'm constantly on phone calls. What that means for YouTube and you guys is YouTube has to be on the back burner, because YouTube takes so much time. To fish right now is super hard. Like this year in general, fishing has been really tough for me anyhow, but the weather has just really screwed this year. It's been tough. So then on top of that, so then once you catch the fish, then editing, it takes up another gigantic amount of time. I don't make a ton of money on YouTube. I'm like between sponsors and some other things, like I make a living on YouTube, but the business is definitely where the majority, all of our money basically comes from. I need to focus on that, but YouTube I know can be huge, and I love it. I love making videos for you guys. I love fishing. I love filming. I love editing. I love the whole process, but I have to pick and choose where my time is. And I'm thinking 24 hours a day, I pretty much ran up a lot of my time allocations before I start fishing, and I don't even have time to fish. So then here's my problem. I would go to the lake and start fishing, and then Hannah shoots me a text, hey, can you go on Quantum and check the DM? Someone's asking about what rod to use for a flipping stick. So I immediately, I'm out here fishing. I immediately sit down on my phone, start answering messages. I see another message pop up, and another thing pop up. Hannah texts me another. So it's like the business needs to be managed, and I'm not complaining about that. That's what I love doing, and I'm good at it. And that's my job. So I end up finding myself sitting here instead of fishing when I'm trying to film. So I just end up coming home, don't even film a video, and then the editing part takes forever. So it just got to a point about 2 weeks ago. The business was doing good, and I signed a couple of new accounts, and I just realized that I have to take a break and get the business really on the tracks, get super organized, double down on some things so that in the future my job would be easier. And I've got those things in place now. I'm putting them in place. But one gigantic piece of the puzzle, there's two gigantic pieces of the puzzle. One of them is Ryan. Ryan's the new editor for my channel. He's gonna probably edit, I would think, every single video. Maybe if Ryan's busy, or if I do something that I don't need him to do, I'll probably edit it. But for the most part, Ryan's gonna edit everything. That's gonna be a gigantic help for me. I can't thank him enough. He does an incredible job. He loves it. We filmed twice together. Today was one of them, and it was miserably hot. But anyhow, other than that, it's been awesome so far. So Ryan's a gigantic piece of the puzzle. Some software that I'm investing into is another piece of the puzzle to help the business side move better. So the second piece of the puzzle that I think is super important right now for all of what's going on, mental health, not mental health, I'm mentally strong, but it's just overwhelming, and time management is. My problem was I would work hard all day, fish, film, edit, work, post, and then edit all the way to 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Midnight at a minimum. Every single night I was staying up till midnight, but like 1, 2, 3 was pretty common. Staying up insane hours And then I would wake up at 8, 9, maybe 10, normally not 10, but like 8 or 9 o'clock, 9:30 was pretty much every day. But I was working my butt off all the way into the night. Well, what I found is that was a bad routine, because you get up at 8 or 9, you don't really get your day started till 11. Well, by 11, people have been doing a lot of stuff for a long time. So when we moved to this house, Gerald is my next door neighbor and a great friend of mine. And he said, boy, you have to get your ass in gear. And I was laughing, and I'm like, I know. He said, you need to start waking up earlier. And he told me, which Gerald wakes up at insane hours. But so I started 3 weeks ago, 6:30 every single morning. Yet last week, 6 o'clock. This week, 5:30. I think 5:30 might be the earliest I want to go for now. Once we move to the other house in Hayden, I'm probably going to go to 5, because by then there's going to be a lot more business stuff to do. But I just think I get up at 5:30, instantly go to the gym. That's the first thing I do. So like I'm leaving the house by 5:40. I'm at the gym by 6, 6:05, 6:10. Leave the gym by 7, and I get back to the house an hour or two before I was even waking up back then. And so I just left the gym. I eat me a good breakfast. It's 7:20, 7:30 by now. And now I'm fully energized, fully eaten. It's 7:30, and I can go straight into work for the rest of the day. People are still asleep. A lot of people are still asleep at that point, or just waking up, or just getting to work or whatever. But anyhow, I just feel like it's a huge life change. I hit me a little 20-minute, 30-minute nap in the middle of the day, one nap a day, and it fires me into the evening. And by 8 o'clock, well, I've been working a little bit too late. I've been working until about 8 or 9, but I would love to work till 6 or 7, and that's a day, and then be able to spend time with Hannah through the evening and then start the next day. But we live I work a lot. Hannah works a lot. Hannah works a ton, and without Hannah, I would not be able to do what I do. I have to have an employee, full-time employee. Hannah is a straight-up full-time employee now, works her ass off, and the brands appreciate it. I appreciate it. But anyhow, I wanted to give you guys an update, because that's kind of what all's been going on. I think that's all I had on my notes. I took some notes to do this. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even talk about Y'all Sweet Tea. So a part of the thing too is, with my YouTube channel growing, with TikTok, which I think TikTok's going to be over now, Instagram, like things are growing. I want to get back in the tea company. When we move back to Hayden is where the tea company started at. There's a lot of potential in Hayden, because it's close to the main interstate in Alabama that runs north and south. So there's a lot of business around there that I can do selling sweet tea. For those of you who don't know, I have a sweet tea company that we had to end when we moved to Guntersville, but when we get back to Hayden, that's going to get started back up. So it's like, I don't mentally have the capacity to do a lot of this stuff, and I'm not an organized enough person to do it. So I had to really, really, really have a gut check, or like a, hey dude, you got to grow up kind of thing, and get organized. Work off an organizer, work off of a calendar, work off of, I got an iPad. I'm going to have an iPad for me and for Hannah that goes by, everything's going to have to be scheduled, and get it perfect, get everything right, firing on all cylinders, and then you will become a machine that is perfect. And give yourself time to get away from it, the weekends or a day a week or whatever. And we're about to go on a big vacation. That's going to be kind of our getaway for a little while, about a week. But we are both really, really driven. I'm extremely driven, and I think it goes back. And here's one thing that pisses me off. I hate getting comments, and I don't listen to negative comments, but sometimes I do, just to mess around and comment back to people. But people who say that I came from money is probably the most annoying thing to me, because they assume that because of the boat that I've got and the truck that I've got and our nice house. Like the house that we had was a normal starter house. Like, it was just a regular house. And so that kind of stuff a little bit frustrates me, because it's not true at all. It's the farthest from the truth. Like I said earlier in the video, my parents didn't have a lot of money. My mom, I don't want to get into that, but I was just taught on hard work. Like, just work hard, and you can work to what you want. You can achieve your goals. Not everything. Like, obviously, you can't set an insane standard, but there's several people that I listen to. My parents, obviously, my grandparents. Gerald is a huge influence in my life, and some online people. Gary Vee's a huge influence in my life, and just listening to the things he says. One thing that he says that I've really, really, the last 4 years, focused a lot of my time on is find out what you're good at or what you love. Either one. Find out what you're good at or what you love, and dominate that. People that work jobs that they hate, he talks about that all the time. Why would you work a job that you hate? And I know everybody doesn't have the opportunity to just up and leave the job that you hate, but I feel like you can you can work towards that at least. Start it out as a side hustle. If you love, I don't know, I'm looking at a boat engine over here. So if you love boat engines, you love working on them, but you can't just leave your pharmacy job to go work on boat engines. Maybe you start doing that on the side out of your garage, and you get a couple more people up and a couple more people up, and finally you have enough people that you could start a business and maybe get more people. Those kind of things I truly believe in. That's how I started my business, both businesses, Y'all Sweet Tea and the Outdoors Agency, and now YouTube, I guess, too. But I truly believe in hard work, and I know this is kind of a random rant. I just wanted to get all that off my chest because I feel like I let you guys down by not continuously posting all the time on YouTube and not having those lives. I'm gonna probably stop doing lives altogether until we get to the new house, because the Wi-Fi here is trash. There's absolutely zero Wi-Fi. When we get to where we're going, we're building a podcast studio, so it's gonna be really cool. I'll have the best internet, so I'll be able to stream off big cameras, have microphones. The whole setup will be a lot better, and they'll just be more fun. Instead of doing them on the counter in the kitchen here, I'll have an actual space to do podcasts or live, Friday night, Saturday night lives, whatever you want to do. So I think that's probably wraps up a bunch of it. This talk was extremely long, but for those of you who listen to all of it, I really, really appreciate it. You guys don't understand how much the messages, the comments, the emails, texts from a couple of you, that means a lot to me and Hannah, especially when it's a lot of damn work. And so when I get a text from John or an email from somebody that says, hey dude, just keep it up. Whatever you're doing, I know you're busy, just keep it up. Like that matters. I might not even text you back, but knowing that you have support when I get back to YouTube, or when I get back to filming, I'm gonna have support. That means so much to me. With that being said, I believe moving forward, me and Ryan have a lot of footage canned right now. I don't know what it's gonna look like once I get rid of my boat. I want to kayak fish, but I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to do it. But anyhow, I think we can at least do 2 a week. I'm gonna keep trying to do 3 a week, but when we finally get to our Hayden house, I will have 3 a week. I might go to 4 or 5 a week, because we'll be on the water. I can fire Ryan the footage, just shoot it over to him, and then he can edit the video. So it's gonna make things a lot better. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this entire long conversation. I appreciate more than anything all the people who have watched the whole thing or listened to the whole thing, because I know it's a lot of rambling, and maybe you don't care about that, but I feel like a lot of you do care about that and wonder why we haven't been on YouTube, I haven't been doing lives. Everything's fine. Me and Hannah are fine. Coco's fine. There's just been a couple of hiccups, a couple little roadblocks that we're easily able to get over, but we're just growing. We're growing as people, as adults, as business men and women, and obviously YouTube and in our marriage. Like, everything is just growing, and so there's a little bit of growing pains, I guess, but it's easy stuff to navigate through. It just takes time, and it takes a roadmap. That's truly what it takes. It takes sitting down and figuring out, okay, here's the problems, here's how to navigate through those problems. And so that's what we've done the last couple of weeks, and it's gone very, very far for us. So again, thank you guys for watching this video. I will see all of you on the next one.
Echo!